Jai Hind and welcome to Team MND The Futurist. A few pointers. On the video of Bangladesh, someone has written, I need not to poke in Bangladesh. Trust me, I'm least interested. This is a channel. We know the lack of civility and perhaps the educational qualification of the people there. That's what has been indicated by you people with your actions. What is this YouTube channel all about? Kindly go and read in the description box. FYI, for your information, I'm also a qualified impaneled ID, independent director. What is ID supposed to do? Governance, sustainability, market, and many other things. My credentials paper has already been published in Routledge, a global publisher, which costs a hefty amount in publication to me, as I was aligned with BRICS Research Institute. Things happened. Second work is on the economic models, which is WIP, work in progress. Let me kindly remain modest and humble. YouTube is one of the work, which is certainly your channel. Kindly go to the website and see what is the Futurists all about. I also created a video, a short on this. Credentials are high. I come with 22 years of leadership experience, military, corporate, global research, plus many other things. There was also an elementary comments to garner likes. Better comments, please. There's a lot of work at this end to take this work along. Stay blessed and bahut ho gaya. Let's get started and let's deep dive into today's update. How the power play on the geopolitical chessboard is unfolding through tariffs, reshaping global dynamics. So recently, China eyes increased Indian imports. It opened doors to Indian firms amid looming US tariffs. Now this is not a mere exports import business of a company. This comes with China's strategic trade shift. Is this a tactical response to US tariffs? Let's deep dive. Now China's recent overtures to increase Indian imports and open its markets to Indian firms, it come against the backdrop of looming US tariffs. Now this move is not merely about trade, it signifies a deeper geopolitical recalibration in response to shifting global economic dynamics. While India might see this as an opportunity, the development demands a critical assessment through the lens of economic strategy, tariff warfare, and long-term trade dependencies. Now, the US, under its new protectionist trade policies, it has imposed tariffs on Chinese goods, prompting Beijing to seek alternative economic partners. India, as a growing manufacturing hub, it presents a viable option for diversifying trade dependency. Now, however, history also suggests that China's trade policies are rarely about economic collaboration alone. They are deeply entrenched in geopolitical maneuvering. I have also created one video on historical ties of India and China, which focused on the trade history also. Now, when we see the tariff warfare, China's counter move, the US tariffs on Chinese exports, put Beijing under pressure to sustain its economic dominance. By engaging India, China seeks its mitigate its kind of trade losses while simultaneously challenging US influence in Indo-Pacific. Now this strategy aligns with Beijing's broader economic playbook, leveraging trade partnerships to weaken Western economic pressure. Now for India, while increased exports to China may boost sectors like pharmaceuticals, information technology and agriculture, there is also an inherent risk of over-reliance. India has faced trade imbalances with China for years, with Chinese imports dominating critical industries. If this new engagement lacks strategic guardrails, India might again end up deepening its dependency on China rather than strengthening its self-reliance agenda. Now, India's strategic caution, which we must have, while trade expansion is certainly beneficial presently, India must also approach China's overtures with caution. Now, several concerns might arise. First, economic leverage. China's economic engagement often translates into strategic leverage, as seen in other nations, where Beijing has established economic dependencies. Number two, border tensions versus trade relations. Now, India and China, they have unresolved border disputes, strengthening economic ties without addressing these geopolitical concerns could weaken India's negotiating stance. Then number 3 is manufacturing growth versus market flooding. Now, while China certainly promises to import more, its products still dominate Indian markets. If trade imbalances persist, Indian industries could again suffer in the long run. This is the critical analysis which is being done. Now, before I hit the end of this video, I will also share some analysis of the market. In last 6 months, we have seen overall kind of recovery in the market. Presently, there is a downfall. But the last 6 months or 1 year data I am sharing with you. The 6-month data, SAC 40 has been plus 3.4% increase. FTSE 100 has seen plus 2.5%. DAX 16%, Nifty 50 minus 7.9%, Nasdaq minus 1.77%, Dow Jones plus 0.51%. For 1 year when we see Dow Jones plus 7.9%, Nasdaq is 8.1%, Nifty 50 is 3.6%, FTSE 100 is 7.1%, SAC 40 is minus 5%, DAX is 20%. Hang Seng, when we see 6 months is plus 3.3%, 1 year is plus 36.6%. Now, how come China is positive in market? Now, January 2024, the Hang Seng was at the bottom. Uske baad they started recovering. Then November 2024, Xi Jinping had a meeting with Biden, and in November 2023 also meeting was there with Biden, and in these meetings only and only high level business and business tycoons related stuff is discussed. Now, coming back to today's video, what is needed now? A highly calculated engagement. India should engage in trade negotiations from a position of strength, ensuring that any agreements serve long-term national interest rather than embracing China's trade gestures at a face value, which I am sure India will not. India must also push for balanced trade agreements, technological self-reliance, and strategic diversification of trade partners. With US-China tariff tensions reshaping global trade, India has certainly an opportunity, but only if it navigates this shifting landscape with foresightedness and caution. Hope you find this video informative and useful. If yes, kindly subscribe to our channel. Thanks so much for all your support and valuable feedback. Do also hit a like button and do share the constructive feedback, which is very, very important to us. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Jai Hind and Jai Bharat.